Join us as we take a trip down memory lane and catch up with the cast of Storage Wars, one of the most popular reality shows of all time. From Brandon and Jarrod to Daryl and Ivy, we'll be diving into what they're up to now and whether they're still making those big bucks from buying and selling storage units. Did they find success after the show, or did they fade into obscurity? Tune in to find out. Storage Wars first hit Andy in 2010 and quickly became an unexpected phenomenon. For a show about bidding on unpaid storage lockers, it delivered drama, humor, and a cast full of unforgettable personalities. After 15 seasons, a few spin-offs, and even a brief 2019 hiatus, it remains one of reality TV's most enduring hits. And as we await the potential of a 16th season, fans are left wondering, where did everyone go? Let's start with the couple who held it all together. Dan and Laura Dodson were more than just the auctioneers. They were the rhythm and voice of the show. Known for their fast-paced, head-spinning auctioneer calls and iconic catchphrases like, "Don't forget to pay the lady," they brought energy to every locker opening. Today, they continue doing what they love, running American Auctioneers, a company that hosts storage unit sales across California. They also operate StorageAuctions.net, a national online platform that connects buyers with auctions across the US and Canada. Even off-screen, they're still very much the heart of the storage bidding world. Meanwhile, no one could forget Dave Hester, the man behind the drawn-out "Yoop" that somehow became both legendary and extremely annoying. Dave was known for stirring the pot on camera, but off-camera, he made even bigger waves. After getting fired for accusing the show of being staged, Dave sued the network and revealed a few secrets fans weren't ready for. Although he eventually returned, he stepped away for good not long after. These days, Dave is semi-retired and enjoying a much quieter life in Alaska, where he still works occasionally as an auctioneer and consultant. In 2018, he suffered a serious hemorrhagic stroke caused by high blood pressure and sleep apnea. Thankfully, he survived and made a full recovery, though he had to relearn basic motor skills through therapy. He now spends his time fishing, writing, and focusing on health. Quite the transformation from the guy who once screamed over lockers. Speaking of transformations, Daryl Sheets, better known as The Gambler, has had quite the ride since his Storage Wars heyday. Known for his big bets and even bigger hauls, like the famous locker with $300,000 worth of art, Daryl was all about taking risks. Off-screen, he focused on his health, losing 40 pounds through Nutrisystem and sharing his journey publicly. But in 2019, he suffered a massive heart attack that required emergency surgery. Despite the scare, Daryl remained hopeful and grateful, making brief appearances on the show after his recovery. His message? Hope is everything, whether you're bidding on lockers or betting on your own health. Daryl's son Brandon Sheets, nicknamed The Side Bet, was a familiar face for the first 8 seasons. But in 2016, cast changes and budget cuts pushed him out. Rather than trying to stay in the spotlight, Brandon took a different route. He moved to Arizona, became a licensed real estate agent, and focused on family life. Though he's no longer part of the auction scene, he hasn't completely left behind the camera. Brandon now creates online content and vlogs about everyday life under the series title #Average Middle Class. He may not be chasing lockers anymore, but he's still finding his audience in other ways. And then there's Barry Weiss, the effortlessly cool collector, who became a fan favorite with his vintage cars, wild fashion, and eccentric finds. After 4 seasons, Barry left the main show and starred in 2 spin-offs, Buried Treasure and Barry Strikes Back. But in 2019, tragedy struck when Barry was seriously injured in a motorcycle accident. Fortunately, he recovered and soon landed a new gig as the face of Sherwood Valley Casino. He even took up voiceover work for other casinos across Northern California. He's traded storage units for slot machines, but his one-of-a-kind personality still draws attention. Ivy Calvin brought a very different vibe to the show. A former football player and MMA fighter, Ivy joined in Season 5 and quickly made a name for himself with his competitive nature and straight-talking attitude. Today, Ivy runs Grandma's Attic, a thrift shop in Palmdale, California, specializing in antiques and rare collectibles. Though the store isn't open daily anymore, Ivy continues to sell online and opens up shop on select weekends. These days, he spends most of his time with his wife Wendy and their 2 sons, Isaiah and Ivy Jr., still hustling but with more balance. One of the most consistent and business-savvy duos was Renee and Casey Nazoda. They joined the cast in season 4 and quickly stood out for their knowledge of secondhand sales, especially with Renee's booming voice and thick German accent. After the show's temporary end in 2019, they launched their YouTube channel, Bargain Hunters Thrift, which now has nearly 200,000 subscribers. Their Poway-based thrift store closed in 2023, but they remain active online, doing live auctions and connecting with fans. And despite rumors about their relationship, the couple is still happily together as of 2025. Brandi Passante and Jarrod Schultz were the fiery power couple whose on-screen bickering kept fans entertained. They even landed their own spin-off, Brandi and Jarrod, Married to the Job, in 2014. But real life caught up and the couple split in 2018. Brandi later accused Jarrod of being an absent father, and TMZ captured a heated altercation where Jarrod appeared to shove her. After the split, Brandi returned solo for season 15 and got a free tattoo in 2021, an obvious nod to her newfound independence. Jarrod, meanwhile, introduced a new girlfriend in 2022, but has kept mostly quiet since. Each cast member's story is proof that fame from a reality show is only part of the journey. Some have stayed in the business, some have shifted to YouTube and digital brands, and others have stepped into entirely new lives. While the storage units may be closed and the cameras might not be rolling every day, the Storage Wars cast continues to evolve, adapt, and surprise their fans. Whether it's antiques, real estate, casinos, or candy shops, they've shown that success doesn't end when the final bid is placed. So, who's your favorite? And who shocked you the most? Let us know.